The mass of men lead lives of quiet desperation. The mass of men lead lives of quiet desperation. Henry David Thoreau, Walden, 1854. His book is also called Life in the Woods, and he was one of many men who have gone MGTOW, MGTOW, men that go their own way, which is a popular movement at the moment, for good or for bad. Most men lead lives of quiet desperation. Signifies dissatisfaction. Most men and women are dissatisfied with their lives. And what is dissatisfaction? If you can hear a humming in the background, one, it could be the little fan on top of the stove, it's top of the wood burner, or there's a strange humming on the boat at the moment. I live on a tidal river, and at the moment we've got a strong current going out, and I suspect something must be caught underneath the boat, a piece of branch or twig or something, and it's causing a vibration, a rattle on the hull, on the steel hull. So if you can hear that, then my apologies. I hope it doesn't spoil your enjoyment too much. If you want to hear more videos like this, just a small reminder to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell and turn on notifications so you get notified when I produce the next video. So I'll say it once more, most men lead lives of quiet desperation, because it's important. Most people are unhappy. They're dissatisfied with their lives. And it got me thinking about success. And what is success? The definition of success is accomplishing an aim or purpose. So if you want to be successful in life, or to have a successful life, or to say you're successful, then what is the purpose of life? Well, I think the purpose of life, other than reproduction and having kids, which is a biological purpose, and can give obviously a lot of satisfaction and joy and happiness. But I think the real true purpose of life is to be happy, to be satisfied. Problem is, most people equate success with wealth and money, having the fancy cars, the fancy house, the fancy clothes, eating in expensive restaurants, going on expensive holidays. And it's not helped with social media. You see pictures of people on beaches, on fancy holidays, eating fine food. Just go to Instagram, go to Facebook. People publishing these photographs of their expensive cars, their big houses. And that's what we often feel is success. And we compare our lives to that. And as a result, you feel unsuccessful because you're comparing your life to someone else's. And that's someone else's life you only see on Instagram. But the problem is with social media, I'm going to say 95%, but probably 98% is lies. A lot of lies on social media. People are portraying the life that they want you to believe they're living. They want you to believe they've got all this money, they're doing fantastic things, but you don't see beyond that. You don't see what their life is really like. And as such, we're comparing our lives with a fantasy, really. It's like watching a film on TV, say Star Wars, and being unhappy because your life is not like being in Star Wars. That sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? But when we're looking at social media, we're just looking at a series of stories a series of fake stories that people are showing us, you know, their fantastic bodies all tanned and sculpted, and you feel that real sense of dissatisfaction because you feel unsuccessful, because you've not got that fantastic body, you've not got the fancy car, you've not got the big house, the perfect house. Or you're not roaming around the country in this wonderful camper van, being free and seeing fantastic places and living free. I've tried the old camper van living, it's nothing like that at all. You know, a lot of camper van living is trying to find somewhere to go to the toilet, somewhere to wash, trying to get food, trying not to get your van stolen, keeping it locked up, keeping all your possessions locked up. It's good fun. I thoroughly recommend it, but it's certainly not the Instagram van life pictures that you see. They're just small snapshots. So the problem is we feel unsuccessful because we're comparing ourselves to these pictures of fantasy. And also, when it comes to purpose, if success is accomplishing an aim or purpose, the problem is most people, because they have a low self-opinion of themselves, aim too low. They make their purpose too low. And when they achieve that goal, that aim, because they know inside that they're worth much more than that, they can do much more than that, there's this underlying sense of dissatisfaction. And don't you think there's a lot of dissatisfaction and anger in the world today? It just seems so much anger. I mean, that seems so much more than 10 years ago, even 5 years ago. This, I'm going to say underwhelming, there's this undercurrent of dissatisfaction and anger and unhappiness. Why is that? If you've noticed that, leave a comment down below. Or if you disagree with that, leave a comment down below. But there just seems this dissatisfaction and anger. Is it because of social media? Is it because social media is so predominant in our lives now that we're seeing all these wonderful pictures? Or is it because it's more difficult to achieve the aims that we want? But if those aims are what you see on social media, and you know, the massive house, the Lamborghini, the tropical holidays, they're out of reach for a lot of people. And so for a lot of people, they're going to feel that sense of dissatisfaction. Maybe it's the social media. I don't know. Maybe we have less self-belief in ourselves. But if your aims become, you know, buying the Lamborghini or the fancy car and the big house or the tropical holidays, you know, 2-3 times a year, then it's only natural that you're going to feel dissatisfied with your life. So success is achieving an aim or a purpose. And I think when you're looking at Instagrams and your Facebooks and you see those as your aims or your purpose, I think they're very superficial. It's a fantasy that's not going to be able to be achieved. And so you've got to look at, you know, what is the purpose? What is the real purpose of life? It's not the fancy things that you see online. It's happiness and satisfaction. And that comes about from having a purpose in life and having a true purpose in life. I mean, that purpose in life could be financial, could be to reach a financial goal, a goal that will satisfy you. I think having the goal of the huge house and the fast cars is probably unrealistic. But to become, say, financially free, to retire earlier, could be a purpose. A more meaningful purpose might be, you know, a spiritual purpose, a physical purpose, to achieve a physical goal, whether it's weight loss or to get fit or to be able to run a certain distance or cycle a certain distance without feeling like you're going to drop dead. There's a good book, Viktor Frankl. What's it called? I made a note. I've read it before. Man's Search for Meaning. And he talks about purpose and having a meaning in life. And it's what, I won't give much about the book away, but it's what helped him survive the concentration camps and go on to achieve, in his ideas, his thoughts, were success and satisfaction. And I thoroughly recommend you reading the book if you get a chance. I've left a link down below to Amazon where you can buy a copy of the book, and it's well worth a read. Many people quote it as one of their top 10 classics. I'm not sure if I would quote it as a top 10 classic. I've read, lots of good books that I think would get in the top 10 before that, but that's just my opinion. But for a lot of people, they put it in their top 10 of books. So how can you achieve success then? How can you be successful? Well, it's to achieve your aim or purpose. So you need to have an aim or purpose. I say this could be physical, could be spiritual, could be financial, could be emotional. It could just be, having gratitude every day, being happy every day for what you've got, for where you are in life. That could be your purpose. That's tough. Having gratitude every day. Waking up and being happy for being here, for being alive, for having what you've got. So you need to take a pad of paper and a pen and sit down with a cup of coffee or tea. Just jot down some ideas for what could be your purpose in life. And make it specific. And it doesn't need to be one purpose. It could be a number of aims, a number of goals, but make them specific. Not just, I want to lose weight, because how do you know when you're there? Make it, I want to lose 5 kilograms, or I want to be able to run a mile, or I want to be able to cycle 5 miles. And then when you've achieved that, you can set yourself another goal. But it's got to be a purpose that's going to push you. Because if it's too easy, you're going to know yourself that it's too easy, and you're going to be dissatisfied with the result, and you're going to be dissatisfied with yourself. It could be a bigger purpose. It could be, to have a family, a stable family. It could be to own your own business. It could be to find God or some other spiritual quest. But to have something to achieve, a purpose, is valuable if you want to be happy and feel success. Well, I hope you enjoyed this fireside chat. The fire's still going. It's nice and warm. In fact, it's quite warm on my back at the moment. But yeah, give it some thought. So once again, if you like this video, click the subscribe button. I'm going to be producing more like this, and click the bell. If you don't want to subscribe, that's your choice. So that's it for now. Goodbye.